animation. He doesn't have good damage, but he has good last hit animation. So, even against the melee hero, he should be doing well.
And don't forget, guys, you can visit our sponsors over at EGB. They have giveaways every 30 minutes. All you need to do is put a daily bet down of $1, and every day you do that, you can enter the giveaway. And you just press the take part button. Get yourself into those daily giveaways that go every 30 minutes over on our sponsors, EGB.
So, I think I'm gonna be going with Navi on this one. Actually, I think they have what it takes. I don't think they're a better team. I think Hellraisers gave them their best lineup. I'm only just not sure about the Seeker, but it actually does well in the lane. Especially against the Tusk, you're probably going to be maxing out the Ice Shards and Snowball. And of course, we are going to be seeing a fight on the top lane for the trees. This has kind of become a staple of the region. I don't know if you remember. I think it was maybe you and me or me and Panda casting it, where it happened the first time when the teams were just rushing to defend the trees. It was even in Division 2.
Yeah, and you can see that this time at least, Hellraisers, they are going to be able to push back the Riki. You know, like you say, even the position for Riki coming in with the Quelling Blade, Visage being there with the Quelling Blade there as well, they know what they want to do here in this top lane. And this time, Hellraisers just not going to let them do this. As in the bottom part of the river, there might be some engage coming through now as well. The Fade Wall's going to go, but the tag team will be there. Nicky Cool going to be taking a lot of damage there. He's trying to do what he can with the Shadow Wave, but still the damage flies through. And Kiyotaki picks up the first blood. That's not a great way to start the lane. That is not a great way at all.
That is the worst possible way to start the game, because this Ember Spirit, he's the space creator. He is the one for Hellraisers that is going to be in the enemy face. And if he's super powerful, it's going to be a problem. And I was thinking, does the Tusk get the tag team in this one? Usually offlane Tusks do, and considering he has the Enchantress, it would be a good thing to go for. But the Seeker is a very high armor hero, but he sees the opportunity in the river there, and they just go for Nicky Cool, and that is the worst possible start for Navi.
Yeah, and usually you see the mid laners, you know, he's not really bought out item-wise, so he did have a decent, a bit of gold left over, but he's got that bottle before the minute mark on the Ember Spirit. So he's going to have that regen, he's going to have the sustain in this lane as well if he gets aggressed on before the water runes spawn. So really nice timing here for Kiyotaka, and I don't know if the Dazzle, obviously first minute of the game, I can't say game's over, lane's over, you know, lane won by Kiyotaka, but Dazzle, I don't know if he's going to want to leave the lane when the Ember Spirit leaves the lane, you know, to find those water runes.
He's going to go for the water, but the Dazzle is going to be okay. I mean, it's not like the Ember gets the kill and he's this Viper type of hero or something along those lines. He gets level 3 and he just pushes you out. So that's not the type of hero Ember is, and Dazzle has his own sustain, which is something that the Ember isn't playing against overall.
Yeah, true. And if he really needs to, you know, he can hold a point in the panic button for that shallow grave if he needs it. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, some aggression coming through here from Mali. He's just trying to get onto Antares, and Antares, he's got that first point here into the enchant. So no sustain coming through from the Native Attendants, no massive damage coming through from the Impetus. Mali, he's just taking part of this, but there is going to be the Ice Shards here on the Rubik, trying to go for the Telekinesis now. Level 2 standard build here for the Rubik, and Mayro just walked himself away because, I mean, the Fade Ball, it's still a decent amount of damage. Mayro doesn't want to be caught out. Not that there would be the overwhelming kill potential, but he still wants to sustain as much on this lane as possible, so any unnecessary damage, you know, Mayro won't want to be taking that on.
For sure. And, you know, we're seeing the mid lane actually going really well for Nicky Cool in terms of CS. That is, you know, if you don't dodge the poison touch with a sleight of fist, and you won't, you're gonna get pushed out. Dazzle, very hard to fight against, because when you get close to the creeps, he just has the Shadow Wave. So it's not going to be easy for Kiyotaka here. And look at just how much damage he's going to take now just because he has been poison touched, immediately pushed back.
Yeah, and he can't be taking those, obviously the melee hero as well. He can't be standing in range, taking the right clicks and getting the refresh here on the poison touch for Nicky Cool. So he does move himself away there, like you say, just to try and force that one off you, just shed that shit out of the poison coming through. Antares, he rotates as well, gets himself the rune on this bottom part of the map. But so Kiyotaka, what are we going to see item-wise here for the Ember Spirit coming into this game? Is it going to be the quick BKB, do you think, here for the Ember Spirit?
Orb of Corrosion into Maelstrom into a BKB. That's it. Like, I don't think Kiyotaka is the one that is gonna accept defeat. You know, sometimes we might see Ember Spirits like, okay, this is not going well, but this is not the case for this game. He might be losing a little bit on CS, but he still got the first blood. So, you know, currently we don't see the net worth, but he's ahead there slightly, but he is still ahead.
Would you? I mean, the poison touch and the shadow wave are both physical. Oh, bottom lane, the Hellraisers going to be coming through. They might either get aggressive onto V-Tune though as well. The tag team will be out on V-Tune. Going to be slowed down, trying to get himself away from Mero. And now the impetus is picked up from Antares. Top lane now as well. It looks like Sweden Strong trying to go onto Solo. Solo though, he is a big tanky boy. He's got that leech seed. He's going to be fine. He's got the living armor now as well. Will be able to sustain back up as Dahaki pops this mirror image. Does he want to go here? Try and get aggressive because the mirror image is moving on to Lays. He's trying to get that Riptide off between the two heroes. Do what damage he can with the harass here from these mirror images, it looks like.
Very nicely done by Hellraisers in the laning phase too. Just keep it cool, right? You don't want a lot of fighting to happen, especially before minute 3-4 when you get your raindrops in the top lane, because you don't want the thirst to be impacting the bottom lane all that much, right? The Seeker is still winning, but you don't want him killing your Tusk. Tusk is fine enough. You get a couple of levels, and later on down the line you can't kill these supports, and that's kind of what you want. And that's why Hellraisers, you're not gonna be seeing them really wanting to fight all that much.
Yeah, and again, bottom lane, the Blood Rite will be coming through, but it looks like they want to turn the aggression onto V-Tune again. And Marty, he's trying to do his best. He's gotten 2 points into the Fade Bolt now as well, so it can disrupt a lot of the aggression coming through on this bottom lane. But it seems like Mero, you know, he's not having the hardest time here on this bottom lane as well.
I mean, he's not having the hardest time, but he's not having the easiest one either, only 14 CS. Considering, though, that the Visage has only 8, I think that's an issue. And Lays, in terms of last hitting, really has not been impressive overall in the Eastern European DPC. I think he had opportunities to get a little bit more to CS.
Yeah, and there's even going to be a deep rotation coming through from Antares now as well. And Chantress, he's looking for... What is he looking for? He's actually going to be looking for the Warpine Raider, maybe try and get aggressive onto Nicky Cool. Nicky Cool, level 6. No point, though, into this shallow grave. He's going to be, yeah. So Kiyotaka, does he want to get aggressive, or is this just going to be the lane pressure being put on? The rotation coming through from the edge. But Twin Strong will be here. The smoke screen does go down. Kiyotaka just has to move himself out of this now as well. The Warpine Raider chasing down on the Sweden Strong. Sweden Strong trying to get himself to the room. Maybe stop, but Snare and Chains come through. Do they have the damage to take? No, maybe not with a Shadow Wave coming out here from Nicky Cool. But Kiyotaka, you might want to carry on going again. He's still got those remnants. He's even going to be able to pop that illusion room, get some bottle charges off if he wants to here with the Furry Fire, trying to keep himself alive. The Searing Chains comes out again. He has to jump himself away to the remnant. He's got that bottle as well. He's trying to come in and do what he can. Got a remnant to jump himself away to if he needs it. Does he go down? He's not. He's not going to go down. But Marty, he'd already rotated over as well. You can have the damage to take him down. They're going to be able to get the kill onto Kiyotaka. And now the chase onto Solo. Solo's going to be the backstab coming through from Sweden Strong. And now the smoke screen as well. Solo, though, by the bark of his tree, he gets himself out the...
Oh man, the Ricky went for the smoke screen. The animation took away one attack from him. That would have been a dead tree and a bonus as well. I understand what Hellraisers want to do. They want this mid lane tower down so they can apply pressure in the mid lane with the Ember, have sentries around him. He's unkillable. You're just creating space, and it's a problem for your enemies. But very nice response coming up from Navi. Their tower takes pretty much no damage, no significant damage from the first catapult wave, and considering you don't really have push heroes, you need those catapult waves to really do the damage.
Yeah, but you can see Antares, he's right back in mid. He's got himself another Warpine Raider. He wants to be going solos. TP'd in now as well. He's trying to force Malady as well as Sweden Strong into this mid lane, into defending the tower. And they are going to be coming through as well. So this is going to create some space for the Tusk, some space for the Nagasaran. But at the same point, Navi, you know, it means that Lays, he can get the recover on the last hits if he wants to. It means that there's the potential for the Bloodseeker to hit that level 6 and go for the rupture onto Mero as Kiyotaka, he gets the kill onto Sweden Strong. What else can he get from this? Nicky Cool as well as Malady still in this mid lane, and it looks like Kiyotaka, he's not getting overly aggressive, but he's not slowing down as well, getting the slight of fist off onto Nicky Cool.
Two things here, like Hellraisers, they're being pushed back in the mid lane, and that's great for Navi. And it's great that the Tusk is being destroyed on the bottom lane by Vici. But all of this isn't going to matter much because Laze doesn't have a game, right? If you look at the Visage, he's suffering the most. And he needs more farm than the Tusk. Tusk will snowball in, use the tag team, and you will get a kill. When it comes to the Visage, he needs the items. He needs to be strong enough. And this for me is a big problem for Navi. We'll see how they can make something happen. And also Hellraisers, with all of this pressure, they're actually poking down the tower. Even without the siege creep, the enchantress creeps are allowing them to do some significant damage on it.
Yeah, and you can see here, smoke screen comes out again. They're going to try and get that diamond to Nicky Cool. Kiyotaka just looking for the right angle outside of that smoke screen. And Nicky Cool, does he survive through this? No, answer is he's going to be able to get the kill. And he doesn't. I mean, it's only level 7, so he still doesn't have a point here. Oh, Dahak gets a solo kill onto Laze.
That is something that can't happen. I understand it. The Visage cannot deal with the Naga Siren alone, and this is the thing. This is where Hellraisers are winning. I want to see VTune there in the mid lane as well. Like, you need more heroes. Once this tower falls, your whole plan, what Navi have invested so much in, the only thing that was going well for them, it's gone. And there it is. Tower is dead. Treant Protector that rotates to take a tower down. That is a new one, something that we don't see too often. But that is what happens when you have a Naga Siren. It's another hero that can stay a long time in the lane, and you don't really have to think about it. And then only when the Hawk says, I'm gone from this lane, which he doesn't have to do just yet, that is when Solo can go towards the top lane and start doing Treant things.
Yeah, I said in the draft, Hellraisers, they create space in the mid lane for the two cores. Laze, he's going to be aggressed on again. Smoke screen comes out. Kiyotaka trying to get himself back. He might be able to get himself away. He gets a kill and he gets out. He gets a dive away. It might cost Solo his life here. Solo trying to run back to his side of the map. In fact, does he want to carry on going? He's moving himself in, but yeah, no, the two supports, even if they're not the best suited for it, they move into this mid lane. They create space for the hack. They create space for the offlaner there as well. They put pressure. They take this tier 1 tower down. They take the focus off the Naga Siren. Oh, okay, Tusk's going to be taking some damage, but there's going to be the rotation in now as well. Searing Chains come through. And yeah, he's just going to be able to literally stand his ground here, Tusk, as the dive comes through from Kiyotaka. Kiyotaka, does he have another remnant? Not for the next 15 seconds. But Antares is rotating in Malady. He's going to be back behind this tier 1 tower. And the damage, he's still going to be taken down. One more right click. No, the Furry Fire. So he's trying to waste as much time for these heroes here on the side of Hellraisers. Kiyotaka with a long-range Sleight of Fist picks up the kill, and now again Dark Troll Summoner, trees down here now as well. Look at how quickly this tier 1 tower is going to disappear, taking the aggro away from the Naga Siren.
10 minutes in, and I'm gonna say this game is looking over, because when you look at Navi's draft, they needed strong lanes. They needed to be able to defend those towers and push back Hellraisers early on. And they don't do anything of that. It looked for a second, the first siege creep wave on the mid lane, they deterred it and like, yeah, let's go. And then their top lane suffers, their bottom lane they're winning, but the VTune is not using it in any way. And now it's just very tough for them to play the game.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get the stance on the Tusk. The Rupture comes out now as well. Kiyotaka Antares just hiding behind. What did he steal? He's going to be able to get the Sleight of Fist, and he might be able to get the kill onto the Tusk, and Tusk will go down. And this smoke screen, a little bit of a problem for the Ember Spirit. He doesn't want to be coming in super close, because obviously the silence, it's pretty effective against those melee heroes here. So it will mean that they secure the kill onto the Tusk, but Navi, they still take some harass from this here as well. The tier 2 tower being pushed on it. Maybe Hellraisers go a little bit too deep, but Kiyotaka, he's just hanging back. He's throwing out these Sleight of Fists. He's finding the damage, and VTune, he's having to regen from these creeps, but it means that, again, now that the VTune, he might be a little bit preoccupied as Hellraisers look for another rotation and another gank.
Navi are desperately running away from the bottom lane. They don't want to be there, but look at Miero is back in the world of the living, and he's chasing for them. Nicky Cool is not going to live to tell the tale.
No, they're going to be coming in with the overgrowth again. The smoke screen comes down. Even going to be going for the shallow grave now as well. But Nicky Cool, it's only going to take him so far. Kiyotaka gets another kill on the board. 5-1-1 in this second game here for the side of Hellraisers. Malady, the remnant's going to fly across. He might still be able to go again. Searing Chains comes out, and even with the telekinesis, Rubik, he's going to be in trouble. One more right click from the Enchantress, from anyone. A Sleight of Fist. Where is it? He's going to back as well. Look at this. He gets himself on. He gets the kill onto Malady. He finds the stack, and he finds the farm.
That was really nice play from Malady, you know, just going for the Sleight of Fist onto the creeps, knowing that Kiyotaka's Sleight of Fist was coming away. That is the, that is when you are so high ranked as a support. Sweden strong, yeah, there used to be a hero there, but Hellraisers are just playing much better Dota. This is insane. Also, Miero, we haven't talked much about his items. He went for a Vanguard. and Navi, we talked about damage issues on their side if they are not winning the game, and you know, having a Vanguard definitely helps. So looking at it, at this game right now, I'm thinking, looking at Navi and thinking, how do they get 1 kill?
Yeah.
How do you do it? It's just so hard.
And the Emissary, he's just going to go straight for the boots of travel. He wants to be mobile even more on the map. You know, he wants to be able to get back up his teammates, get these fights started now as well. Lays, you know, 3 levels behind here now as well. He's trying to use the familiars. Smokescreen does come through. Emissary, he's going to be out of ball charges, but still the sleight of fist. He turns it round. Lays trying to drag those familiars now away. Sweden Strong, do they have any reveal here for the Ricky? It looks like they're not even going to be bothered about it. They're just going to try and put pressure again, coming through onto this tier 2. Sweden Strong trying to do its best behind enemy lines, though. The ice shot, it doesn't keep Lays locked down, but the walrus punch, the snowball will. Do they have the damage to take him down? They might want to die with Kiyotaka. Kiyotaka sleight of fist. I think Kiyotaka, he gets the kill with the Searing Chains. And the dive in tier 3s when the tier 2s are still up. Hellraisers are just that confident.
Without VTune joining the fight, there is nothing that Navi can do, and at this point, I don't know if even that is gonna change anything. He's farming his BKB, but up until that point, he's gonna have 3 of his heroes just completely useless. Ricky, he'll get the level. It will be minute 15, so he will get the sleeping dart. But it's gonna be 4 heroes of Hellraisers constantly together, surrounded by sentries. This item in this game in particular isn't gonna change anything, literally anything. Maybe setting up on the Hawk, who has a Midas. And Nagasar with the Midas, because why not? Because he can do it, because his team is just winning without him.
And there's going to be another dive now as well onto the Rubik. Searing Chains come out. Rubik, all the walls punch block stone. It delays a little bit, but Malady, no chance of actually surviving there. And again, it looks like Hellraisers, they're even going to be able to find the Dazzle. Dazzle's courier does get out alive, but Dazzle with 3 heroes, even underneath his tier 2 tower, he's trying to do his best to get the courier out. Even over his own life here, Nicky Cool will be back to the high ground as the Nagasaran just looks to push down that tier 1. Now the tier 2 tower is open for the aggro as well. Creeps pushing into this, but it looks like Hellraisers, they want to start to... I can't even say started. They've been aggressive since before the runes dropped, and they're even going to be able to go for more. VTune. Yeah. He might try and cook his bacon now as well. The Searing Chains dudes come through, and he just moves himself out. Kiyotaka, the blood right, not going to be effective. The enchant slow and VTune down. He's going to be caught out. He's going to be killed off. Kiyotaka just going absolutely wicked sick here in the second game at 15-16 minutes in.
Man, you are still you're still wanting that Christmas dinner, right? Because when I said here, little pig, you're like, yeah, like it sounded like, yeah, just give me that fork, because that's exactly what Hellraisers were gunning for VTune. This is done and dusted in the game. You haven't even started to address the Naga. You had a lineup that needs to be pushing in, and now you have this sleeping dart in the Ricky, and you're gonna find out just how useless it can be in some games.
Yeah, they're getting the D-Ward off now as well. Sweden Strong, he's trying to do his best, but it looks like they're going to be able to get it again onto the Rubik. Telekinesis comes out. Sweden Strong, Smokescreen's going to get dropped. Do we have the reveal for the Rubik? A lot of damage here onto the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit's trying to move himself out of range so he can use those bottle charges, keep himself going, keep himself alive here, even getting off a sleight of fist. But he's going to have the healing salve. I assume that is from a shovel being passed over to him, so he's going to be able to heal up here once again. And 17 minutes in, Hellraisers, they just go into the pit, because why the hell not? They've still got the song, they've got the tag team, the damage coming through onto Roshan. Roshan is just going to melt in his own pit.
When Kiyotaka now gets the Aegis, you couldn't kill him up until now. Now it's going to be even tougher. Kiyotaka has really played a really nice game. Those couple of early kills with the double Remnant usage, where you go back to the Remnant that you previously placed, has put him in a situation where he's nowhere afraid for his life. And now, until he gets the BKB, he's going to have that Aegis. And like putting Navi in a situation where I don't even know what you do. You have to ignore everyone on the side of Hellraisers and try to find the Hawk. For that, you need the Shard and the Dazzle, which you currently have, but they're just so much in your face that it's going to be so easy to see through it. So I guess they wait for the BKB on the Seeker. Once they get it, they go for a fight. If they lose, they GG out. That's kind of the thing that's most likely going to happen now for Navi.
Yeah, and you can see that, like, VTune again, he's not comfortable at farming on his own side of the map. So like last game, he's going to the opposite side of the jungle. He's looking for that BKB. He's going to have enough here for the Mithril Hammer, but while he's trying to farm up the recipe cost, which is still another about 1100 gold away, 1000 gold, Hellraisers, they're taking these objectives on the map. They're not scared. They're not slowing down. They're not saying, oh, okay, we'll wait for the Bloodseeker to get that BKB. They're applying pressure to all of the map that they can get their hands on.
I think they just don't care. I think that's the thing. He gets the BKB, but what is he gonna do? We're just gonna kite it out and then come back into the fight later on. I think they even know that the Bloodseeker is on their side of the map, but they don't want to disperse, because then the Ricky could pick them off, be annoying, stop TPs, create some space for his team and stuff like that. I'm not saying it would win the game for Navi, but it would definitely give them a much better shot than what Hellraisers are doing right now. Let them have everything they want. We have better late game. We have the Naga Siren. She's gonna be the top dog once the time comes, and even if we allow them to farm right now with the lead that we have accumulated, this game is over if we just don't make any mistakes.
Yeah, you can see that Laze is going into the Wraith Pact, and it's going to be a nice item to have, but I don't think again, it's not enough to slow down just the overall aggression coming out from the side of Hellraisers.
You might. The thing about Hellraisers, you don't even have to give a fight to Navi. That's the thing. You can just split push with illusions. It's good that they have a Dazzle whose shard can kill the Naga Siren illusions. And yeah, now finally Hellraisers is like, okay, it's been enough. Let's just kill them in our own jungle. We're not gonna allow them to farm that any longer.
Yeah, and you can see they're gonna be able to get it down to this edge, and the odds on screen as well. 10 to I think that was a straight 0 there for Hellraisers. So Hellraisers all but got this
1.0.
game.
Like, if you put the money on them, you just lose 100%.
You just get your money back. It's just a funsy bet there. But yeah, Navi 10-1 odds. The Navi come back into this game, and 13-2 in terms of kills at 20 minutes and a 10k net worth lead. Hellraisers looking incredibly impressive, but I'm not saying it can't happen. Did you see the bet? I know Gary and Trent talked about this the other day as well. There was the bet that somebody put an outrageous amount of money on to win like 11k, and they ended up losing everything. And you know, that could still happen here. Navi not completely out of it yet. It is a mountain that they have to climb, and you know, they need to find some great fights, some amazing timings on, like, maybe getting themselves over to the... I mean, the Emissary still has the Aegis for the next minute and a half, so he is going to go down once, but that's going to be the Aegis. It's going to be the time being given over to the side of Hellraisers to back him up, to get themselves in here. Each what else going to do? The Sleeping Dart comes out, the Rupture now as well. So although he might be in a little bit of trouble, can they get the right clicks down? Even with the Sleeping Dart going out, it looks like Solo, he's still trying to march himself out after the sleep wears off. So V-Tune gets the kill into Mero now as well. Can they chase for even more? Sleeping Dart onto Enchantress. Was that smoke screen? Was the delay? The song comes through. Dahak, he wants to get his teammates out. The TPs are going to be used here, and Kiyotaka as well, just running himself away on foot. So, not a bad fight, not a bad trade there for Navi.
That is, I'd rather have a Naga Siren working with kids, because look at how easily she puts all of them to sleep rather than Speed and Strong. Wouldn't really be good at that job. Like, you sleep while that guy's waking up, another one is being put to it. Yeah, that's how you do the job. So if you're sending your kids to when they're young, someone to take care of them, Naga Siren a much better choice than the Ricky. But yeah, that's a really big fight for Navi. That's the BKB on the Bloodseeker, at least showing themselves they still can go for a fight before the Naga Siren is really ready for it. And Hellraisers, I think after this one, they wait for the Ember BKB. There it is, Kiyotaka. He did get taken down once there, and he didn't want to re-engage, giving away his supports. But again, now what Hellraisers are doing, they're going through BKB charges of the Bloodseeker. Even if they can't win fights, getting him down to 6 seconds is going to be good enough. That's the next big objective. If you don't want to be counting, the Roche that's going to be up in 3 minutes.
Yeah, and again, you can see the Kiyotaka, like I say, he has that BKB. He's still looking to pressure. He's going for that Shiva's Guard as well. Did Laze finish off? Did he change his mind? Did it come in? What's his career? Did he actually go back on the Wraith Pact?
No, he didn't. He doesn't want it. He wants the boots of the bearing.
Okay.
Wraith Pact doesn't have much sense. You're not canceling BKBs. You don't not canceling blinks. Sorry, you don't have like overwhelming physical burst on the side of Hellraisers that you're really thinking about. You might have it, but you know, dealing with it, it's not easy. You don't have big AoE physical damage. You only have pokes, and once Hellraisers see the Wraith Pack, they're just gonna pull out if they feel like it's gonna change the outcome of a fight. So it does make sense that he doesn't want it. And okay, with all of that, I can just scratch it down, because he says, no, I do want it. With all of your talk there, Harry Freak, and now I'm gonna show you just how good the item can be. So let's see if he can make it happen. I personally don't see much impact from it, even though most of the damage of Hellraisers is gonna be physical. It's just poke physical damage. It's not constant output of it, and it's still, I don't think Hellraisers is gonna give him a fight. So having more mobility with the Boots of the Bearing, I would have preferred that one.
He might be able to make the dive. Strong. He goes into the smoke screen, but there's already going to be the remnant away. Kyotak even getting the tip. Yeah, Sweet and Strong didn't immediately drop. I mean, the slight assist into the remnant was there anyway, so he was just able to dive himself away through the remnant.
That was weird though. I think you're silenced up if you are sleight of fisting through the smoke. I think the way it works is where you are currently positioned with the Ember, right?
Right.
If and the creeps were pretty much around the Ember, so I think he might have been able to put a smoke screen down. I'm gonna have to check that one in the lobby after the game. I think that's how it works. If there would be like a smoke screen on a creep that uses slide fist, you will get like silence for a half a second though. Not 100% certain that's how it works, but still Sweet and Strong was definitely slow on the smoke screen.
Yeah, I thought it was like, you know, while you were sliding fist and you were in that kind of like banished form, so you weren't affected by it. But again, what do I know?
You might be
more and more
right,
MMR by the day, so.
We'll deal with that. Not by smurfing, guys. By teaching people to play, because smurfing is bad.
Smurfing is bad, and don't do it. I have so many Smurfs in my games. Obviously, everyone that wins is just a Smurf, and that's why I'm losing MMR. It's not because I'm bad. It's just.
It's always on the other side, and it's always on the other side.
Always, yeah.
That doesn't happen. You know who's smurfing here? Kiyotaka. He's been smurfing on Navi and on some of the other teams quite a lot in the DPC.
Yeah, and Sweet and Strong, he does get himself out. There was the Met coming through, the Guardian Screams for the Dazzle, as well as the Shadow Wave to keep him alive. But Sweet and Strong maybe saw his life flash before his little eyes there, being aggressed on by the 3 heroes from the side of Hellraisers.
Yep, but Sweet and Strong survived. You know, we're looking at Navi right now. They got their BKB on the Seeker, and guess what? Hellraisers never gave him a fight. They just stopped. Like, oh no, you got a BKB on the Seeker. I guess, well, then we're not gonna be fighting. They're just pushing in the bottom lane.
Oh boy.
What's the what's with the miss being typed in the in the chat?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Okay.
That's really weird.
Yeah, no, we can't really get any context from that. And V-Tune, he's going to be going towards that shard. So the Naga Siren looking towards that heart still about after the butterfly though. So this is going to be a little bit harder here for the Bloodseeker to land those hits to trade off that what is it, 1.8% max health trade up against the Naga Siren, with the butterfly being the heart about 900 gold away as well here for Dark.
That is Heart Butterfly is kind of the time where illusions just don't die. You don't have enough physical, you don't have enough magical. You have, however, a Dazzle Shard.
Yeah.
And we have seen Nicky Cool be the one to go towards the bottom lane. He has itemized properly to deal with the Naga Siren. You have the Orchid, I'm gonna have the Lotus. You have the Net, I'm gonna have the Guardian Greaves. So that's quite nice for him. Because what he wants to do is he wants to be in the bottom part of the map, just constantly alleviating the pressure that the Naga Siren is making. But still, I'm looking at Navi and I'm thinking, how do they still start the fight if they even if they get in a position to do so? Look at Kiyotaka, he's just in the bottom lane, like go and attempt to run in on us, and it's gonna be a problem. At least they're taking down some vision, so that's nice.
Yeah, the Naga Siren's even going to be sending the illusions in as well. Lay's moving himself over to try and do I mean, he doesn't even send his familiars in just yet. He doesn't want them caught out. He's not got a resummon for 12 seconds. So if he does lose these, you know, it is going to have to be a fresh respawn. And if you go down again, they're going to be on cooldown. Dahak comes in. Rupture, though. It looks like Dahak just going to go for the TP away. Yeah, just moving himself out there as well as Kiyotaka over towards the Roche pit. And this is going to be, do Navi, do they have the knowledge? They have the wards down in the river, so they can see the movements over towards that. Not the pit itself, but just towards where the pit is, as Dahak, again, just continues to use that Hand of Midas. I like the, we talked about the Dazzle Shard there as well. Really nice pickup, especially with the smoke screen. Being able to get that smoke screen into the Sleeping Dart off with the, shard afterwards. We'll see after the fight breaks out. Actually, they're going to be able to go into the Dazzle. Do we have the sustain taken down? Nicky Cool, he's getting, he's got those greaves. There's going to be the Shell Grave now as well, but no, he graved. He did a grave himself. And now Vichun trying to chase down, but they've lost Lays, they've lost Nicky Cool now, and they might even be able to go up to Vichun. Vichun trying to do what he can with the Blood Right coming through. One more right click onto the Rubik. Wraith Pact is going to be ticking, but they're still going to be able to get the kill here. Sleight of Fist comes out, and Kiyotaka gets the kill onto Malady. Sweden Strong has to run himself away from that, and so does the Bloodseeker.
Actually, if that grave is properly used, we might see a different fight. You know, wasn't looking too bad for Navi. Now it's a disaster because you lost the fight. You're gonna lose the Roche. You lost another BKB charge on the Seeker. But yeah, that is just what happens when you're clicking on your hero in the middle of the fight. Just double click it. If you're using the quick cast, click on the icon on the top of the screen or the icon of your hero, because that was just a complete disaster that you use it on the familiar. There's so many units around. I understand it, but that is just a big mistake. It can happen. This is the thing. In the China region, even when there are games like this where nothing is happening, there are no big fights, the Chinese players, they're still super into the game. They don't miss their spells. But in Eastern Europe, people just kind of fall asleep, you know, just like Kiyotaka currently.
Yeah, Snowball comes in, though. Does he want to try and go? Mero's going to turn around with a tag team onto the Ricky. Ricky, does he get himself away from this? Vichun, actually, he just gets killed off. Trying to fight into it, and it looks like Nicky Cool, Sweden Strong did get himself away, but Vichun wants to go all the way in and just gets caught out and killed here. As the now Hellraisers, they're going to move on to this tier 3 tower in the mid lane. They've already done a lot of damage to that tier 3 tower in the bottom lane, so they might be able to get another tier 3 out of this if they want to. Ricky moves himself away. The Orchid, though, he was in Miz, able to move himself out of range of the net.
And look at the what he's doing, sending the illusions towards the bottom, and then Nicky Cool needs to make a decision. Am I going to deal with the illusions, or am I going to be hexing you? And, you know, it's not an easy decision to make, and whatever you choose, you're going to be losing something.
Yeah, and now Kiyotaka stepping up front lines with the Flame Guard as well, cleaning up any creeps that do come forward. Hack right next to him, going onto this melee rack. They still don't have this Bloodseeker for the next 12 seconds. The net will latch here onto Rubik, but again, these illusions, they're just ticking down onto the range racks. They're doing what they can to siege this building down. And it looks like Hellraisers, they still have this Aegis. They don't want to leave just yet. The pig comes out here from the M-Spirit, that Poison Touch, and they clean up the Aegis. The Familiar's trying to get the stuns. They might even try and take down Solo, but the Song, it comes through from the Hack, and they're just going to retreat. They get themselves one melee racks here in the mid lane. The illusions go into the range in the bottom lane, clean that up. And Hellraisers, again, like in the first game, they don't overstay their welcome, they don't overextend, they know the limits of the power, and they just back themselves up with the TP, the Song from the Naga Siren. Look for this next big item timing, and then look to get themselves back in, maybe clean up these 2 lanes of racks.
I think the other teams, the weaker ones, when they're seeing Hellraisers play against some of the stronger teams, when they look at their series against Bedboom, they were like, yeah, how do you like that? Yeah, how do you like when someone is dealing with you? Because these guys, man, they're not allowing you to play Dota. Really, this is... this is super frustrating for every single team that has played against Hellraisers, because they close out everything, and even when you're like, okay, now we're gonna fight in our base, guys, let's go smoke, they're gone. They're not even there. They're not letting you do anything. Navi, they're bored and they're losing, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, you look at the net worth as well. The Naga Siren, God, Hand of Midas Naga Siren coming to pubs near you. And... well, did he actually get engaged? The Naga Siren Sleep Dart comes up. There's going to be the smoke screen. Yeah, they might be able to get the kill to the Hack. He's not going to be surviving through this. He gets taken down. He's down for 74 seconds. What else can he get from this Navi? They get the kill onto Solo. The chase now as well. Kiyotaka trying to run himself away, but he is going to be slapped by the dart. Do they have enough to get the remnant? No. He just pops that BKB. He's going to go for the Sleight of Fist. TP out. Dangerous. Do they have the damage? They don't. They don't. I mean, he had the Aegis anyway, so he would have had a No, he didn't. He didn't actually have any remnants to jump away to if he went down there. So that could have been. He'd already used the BKB as well. He could have, if he didn't get out there, if that Aegis had been popped, looking at a second death there from the Ember Spirit as well.
Yeah, I'm very surprised. You know, considering that the Seeker doesn't have a basher. In my mind, the better move is to die, then BKB TP out when you're full HP. If he dies there during the BKB, there's a smoke screen waiting for him, and you can have 10 remnants. You're not getting out of that one. But yeah, Navi, they find their opening, and now we see why Hellraisers are never giving a fight, because in a big fight, Navi are still strong. You know, if the Seeker can go ham, and then when we saw the Seeker die, Hellraisers just go for a push and they take everything, and they're just gonna continue doing this now with the two lanes constantly being pushed in by the super creeps. It's gonna be even tough for Navi to find these fights, but now they did find it, so I can expect Hellraisers to be even more careful when approaching it. They're gonna take a step back a bit, place wards slightly more defensively, and then until with the illusions they get their vision necessary, they're not going to be claiming more ground. So Navi will be able to at least control somewhat of the map back here.
Yeah, I think that it did come down to the hack just getting a little bit too overconfident, I guess. You know, he was saying, oh, I can farm this camp easy, you know, they're going to be turtling in the base. No way they come out for us. Oh, Kyo attack, smoke on smoke acting. There's going to be the sleep start coming through now as well. You haven't noticed the song, even through the poison touch. This is what Hellraiser wanted to set up with. Look at these three heroes grouped up now as well. Kiyotaka, really nice overgrowth. The rope, she does come through, but they're going to be able to get the kill. But they get the kill onto the Dazzle now as well. That's going to be the Aegis being reclaimed in the middle of this fight, where they take down the Dazzle. The buyback comes through, backlines. Do they get the kill onto the hack? Yeah, the hack force staff comes out. He was ruptured now as well. V-Tune gets the kill. Trying to trade onto the Tusk now as well, but with these three heroes being around the illusions now as well. V-Tune, does he have the damage? He's going to go down. The buyback from the Rubik, he wasn't able to get himself back into this fight. Nothing to TP to, so he actually fought back for the defense of the base, and the chase on. Sleeping Dart comes out. Kiyotaka, though, once that Sleeping Dart wears off, can they get onto Sweden Strong? Where's that vision? They don't have any reveal here, and Sweden Strong just going to be able to hang around this creep wave, get himself back into his base. But he still lost, what was that, 3 and a buyback from the Rubik.
No MKB, and the Seeker is ripping through the Nagasaki. He just attacks so fast. Like, yeah, you have 35% evasion, but I'm gonna attack 200 times, and some of those will hit. You know, when you're just throwing punches out, and his damage output with the shard is actually insane. Of course, his BKB is getting low. He's going for a butterfly himself. I'm not sure. Maybe just get a refresher. If you're the Seeker, I feel like with a double BKB, you can be more aggressive in the fights. We'll see. We'll see in the end what he decides to do. But overall, Navi are showing that they can fight. And Hellraisers, next time that they get a sleep on 5 heroes, I think they might just bail. Let's just not give him a fight, because that was close to being a disaster for Hellraisers. Imagine if Miero dies and the Seeker gets his HP back. It's cleanup time.
And the Seeker as well, he went straight in for the Melania. So he's going to, you know, those lightning procs going through evasion, going to be dealing massive amount of damage to the Nagasaren and these illusions.
Oh, wait. The Seeker, the Dazzle has an Aghanim Scepter, so now we can refresh the BKB, right? And because now to refresh all item cooldowns. Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, that's why you do not need a refresher on the Seeker. You're gonna have a double BKB anyways. It just needs to be that Nikki Cool survives. Again, he's not getting the grave off, but now he's itemizing properly to get an A on this. Rob, this game isn't over. Even though it looked over at like 6-7 minutes into the game with Hellraisers getting everything, once Navi have hit their time, they can still fight.
Yeah, and Nikki Cool being able to get off a Lotus Orb every 7.5 seconds. The Greaves come out every 20 seconds as well. 20 seconds, it still feels like a long time, but that could be 2 or 3 times during a fight. If the fight, you know, the fights can go long enough that Nikki Cool, with the sustain coming through, he can get those Greaves. He can definitely get 2 Lotuses off in a fight. He can get those Greaves off once or twice as well. That's a lot. It's a lot of protection. It's a lot of regen coming out from the Dazzle. You know, the Shadow Wave being there as well. This is a whole lot of sustain coming out now from that Dazzle with that Aghanim Scepter being picked up. They want to make... what's that song coming through from the Nagasaren? He's going to be in the smoke screen. The Ruffler's going to be there now as well. The Hack, do they want to fight into this blood? Right, he's just moved himself away, but look at the damage there. Just from that rupture. Sweden Strong, though, the overgrowth he was being teased. Not going to be coming out just yet. The snowball onto 2. That's going to be a really nice catch out. Can he take down V-Tune? The smoke screen comes through, and he's still going to be able to chase down V-Tune with the song going. He just wants to run at the side of Hellraisers. He gets the kill onto Solo. Now the BKB was off. V-Tune, do you want to go back into
have another one?
Well, yeah. Do you want to go for that dive? Look at this now with the snowball
There's the BKB
He
refresh.
want to get the kill, but he's just ripping through the Tusk, and he can go for even more. Look at how fast he is as well. The Kiyotaki just has to dive himself away from the Remnant. The Hex as well from that poison touch. They've got the control. Navi, they've got the turnaround in these fights, and Hellraisers, it's so good for them that they've got these 2 lanes of racks because they are losing these fights.
Yeah, they're really losing these fights. The top tier 2 is what's keeping Navi in the game, though. Let's make it clear. Because they control this tower, they can be in the triangle, and then they have the access points to get to the lanes faster and also prepare themselves for a fight. Because in that earlier engagement, 2 of the supports of, or 2 of the heroes of Navi were a little bit late to it, but they can get there in time because they have this tier 2, and their teammates have something to retreat back to, and it's quite big to have that one. So Hellraisers, I think they're very sad that they haven't taken that tower down earlier, because it's really giving the chances for Navi to win this game. They are still not out drop for sure. And Seeker, he's going for a Satanic. He just wants to live. He sees that the damage, it is enough.
Yeah, and he did nearly 10,000 damage in that last fight, according to the fight recap there as well. More than I think the entire side of Hellraisers put together, so he is ripping through heroes. With that Satanic, he's just going to be a sustain. He's going to be an absolute beast in this, but he's caught out on the Ice Shard, the tree there as well. He has to pop that BKB, the Overgrowth comes out now as well. It looks like Ember Spirit, does he want to try and dive to the backlands? Kiyotaki is looking for Sweet and Strong, but while this is happening, there's a Wraith Pact on the side of Hellraisers now as well, trying to deal with the physical damage coming out from the Bloodseeker, and he loses from the Nagasine. Well, Smoke Screener inside the pit. Can he take down this Roche quick enough? That's going to be the Agram Scepter there as well inside the, on the Roshan. So he might be able to... I mean, did he give that? You probably give that over to the Atmosphere, but the fight is breaking out. Ricky, is he going to go down here? Again, still sustaining. There's going to be the Shallow Grave on him there as well. Ricky's just surviving through all of it. It's a song. He might have the lockdown. Oh, Kiyotaka, that's going to be his BKB through this, but they want to use the song to maybe secure this. Yes, to secure the Aegis and the Cheese and the Aghanim blessing from the Roshan, and now the fight can break out. They clean up 3. Can they make it 4? They're going to be able to take down a rampage on Kiyotaka. Really good reset with that song to make sure they get the Roshan, and they just lose 4 heroes on the side of Navi. Make it 5 with the buyback of the Ricky.
And that should be it, man. For 10 minutes, it has been one, maybe even more. It has been one big fight separating Hellraisers from a victory, right? Navi, they were so...